My name's Tessa Ferzli. I am a red seal bricklayer in Ottawa, Ontario. I've been bricklaying for 7 years, and I am actually Canada's youngest female red seal mason. It dates back to high school and early ages of life. I grew up learning some trades and stuff because I moved around a lot. I was a daughter of a man in the Air Force, so we moved around a lot, and we were a single income family. My parents took DIYing very hard, so I started learning how to do like anything from the Home Depot book since the age of 8. And I was also heavily influenced by a lot of uncles on my mom's side. I come from I'm a first generation Canadian. My mother is Portuguese, my father is Lebanese. And on my Portuguese side, there's just like a lot of people in construction. So that stemmed into high school, and I did some shop classes that led me to a house building program in grade 12, which is a OYAP program, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. And then from there, I didn't actually do any masonry. I just did like all things carpentry, foundations, etc. And I didn't like any of it. It was a little too slow paced for me. And I asked my teacher what else is out there and what makes money. And he did a special course called Heritage Carpentry at Algonquin College in Perth, Ontario. And he's like, there's this cool program called Heritage Masonry there. You should do it. And I was like, okay, I'll go do that. It came time to apply for colleges, and I had 5 choices. So I just applied. I typed in masonry and I applied to whatever was like in my region within, I don't know, like a 7-hour drive from Ottawa. Got accepted to all of them. I went ahead with Heritage Masonry, but before I did that, I wanted a summer job to know what the heck I was doing. So I got on the computer, I typed in masonry in Ottawa or Ottawa masonry. I applied to a couple residential, like non-unionized businesses. A bunch got back to me, but the first one that did was my current employer. And we met at a apprenticeship school at the time. And he told me I shouldn't even go to this college. It's not worth it. It's a for-profit school. They're not going to actually teach you the skills that you need to know. And I ended up going anyways, just because my father was like, you need to go to post-secondary, otherwise you're a loser kind of thing. But I finished high school in June, and then starting like July 1st, I started working in masonry for this small business in Ottawa, and went and did my heritage masonry, which is like a specialization now. I know how to like carve stone, and I know how to restore like old buildings with special types of mortars and whatnot. And then I did my apprenticeship right away. I had hours from the OYAP program, from the Heritage Masonry program, and then just from working. And then I went and did my level 1, 2, and then a year later, my level 3. So that's how I got into masonry. It's definitely, I think it was a challenge. Like I grew up being a very competitive person, and I always loved to one up people. And it seemed like if you were getting into a trade when I was younger, it seemed if you're getting into a trade, you're going to be a plumber, a carpenter, electrician, like kind of the basic, nonchalant trades that everyone, when they think trades, they think of those 3 things. So A, I wanted to be different, and B, I wanted something that challenged um, my thinking skills, and also like I wanted something that was artistic. I wanted something that when it was all said and done, you could look back and be like, wow, like that's really cool. I built that, and everyone's, it's not like electrical, it's like hidden behind boxes and stuff and walls. Brickwork, masonry, stones, it's usually right in front of your face, and people are going to see that for years and years to come, and are going to be in awe of it. So that's definitely where I was thinking, and I was like romanticizing that when I first got into masonry. And then as I started the trade, I just fell in love with, like I said, the fast pace of it, laying bricks to a line, playing music, just getting in your own zone and being able to create something, like I said, that people could see for years to come. It was definitely a big, like, it wasn't like an overbearing like influence. It was like, as a kid, I in my family, no one told me like you should go into the trades, like this is the path for you. I actually got a lot of scrutiny growing up, like you're a woman, you can't be doing that. Like, are you sure? What about when you want to start a family? Like, I was getting all these questions from a very young age when I started saying to people in my family, like, I'm thinking about this. This is something I want to do. I actually wanted to be an interior designer where I could be hands-on on a job and also like create a beautiful home at the same time. But yeah, I was getting kind of scrutiny, but I still like had a couple uncles. My one favorite uncle, who was a concrete worker, he's my mother's brother, and he just made me fall in love with the trade. Like, I remember going to high school and doing shop classes, and I would make him like little trinkets and I would bring it to him, and he was the one that really, made me fall in love with creating something. My father, on the other hand, my father's side of the family, they were very like post-secondary, university, you become a doctor. And so yeah, I had a lot of back and forth, but just having that one person and then my mom being like, you do what you want to do kind of thing has definitely pushed me in the right direction. But I would say at the end of the day, if I had listened to like the hate that was coming in, I wouldn't be where I am today. I definitely was just like, I'm not going to listen to what anyone says, and I'm going to do what I want to do. So